Hello, 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 and welcome. So I was looking light bright before this started, and now I feel like my color is gone. It was vibrant, it was popping. So I don't know what happened. I'm trying to get it back. Okay, I don't know. Wait a minute. Let me see. Did I don't know. Something goes on here. So how are you guys? Happy Wednesday. Okay, wait. I think I got some of it back. Okay. Oh, you see that color popping. My color is popping. My color is good. I love that. Okay. All right. So happy Wednesday. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Geez, Louise, you know what? I feel like it was just Sunday. I cannot believe it is Wednesday already. This week has flown by. And I want to tell you, I have been feeling today, I was cold at work. I thought I was coming down with something. I'm feeling better. But I came home. This is like not usual for me, but I came home, got my daughter something to eat, got myself something to eat, and I laid down. I think I might have dozed off, but I absolutely laid down. Like I never do that. So yeah, I just need to rest. My body needs rest. I was up later than I planned to be last night. And so that's okay, because tonight I'm getting my buns in the bed after this live. I'm getting ready for bed. I kind of am ready, and then I didn't want to come on here with my PJs on. So I am ready. When this live is over, I'm ready to go to bed. So happy Wednesday to the Mel to the B. How are you? She says, good evening, Dee Dee. Happy hump day, divas and gents. I love that. It is hump day. How about that? All right, very good. Thank you, Mel. She says, please hit the like button on your way in. We would appreciate that. Mel has a message for us. She says, please note that this is the mobile adapted version of the live stream. If you like to chat with most members and subscribers of the Downsizing Divas community, jump over to the other live stream. Right. Okay, very good. Yeah, it's funny because my daughter Mel was just saying, like, Mom, I think because you have this button pushed, it's two of you. And I'm like, no, that's just the way it is. So she was all like wondering what was going on. All right, Miss Brenda, how are you, Miss Brenda? She says, happy Wednesday, Dee Dee, Mel, and friends. And then I came up in here giving some shout outs. All right, let's see. Keisha, how are you? How are you? Cookie, how are you? Happy Wednesday. And do we have anybody else in here? Oh, my goodness, it's Kate the Great. Hi, Kate, how are you? Pammy Whammy, how are you? She says, hi, everyone in the chat. I did get that email. I was reading it right before I got on here. Jamie, how are you? How are you? She says, good evening, Dee Dee and Chad. I hope everyone had a great day. And what's going on? And she says, happy Wednesday, y'all. Happy Wednesday. I love that. Yeah, the color, now you can see it, right, Ange? The color is popping. It kind of matches my nails a little bit. Yeah, I love that. I don't know what goes on when the color, I hit something and it's just all she wrote. It's just different. How about that? Mary Lynn Elizabeth, how are you? She says, hello, Dee Dee, and everyone here tonight. Oh, my goodness. Look at you. I love it. I love the name of it all. Sweet bee, how are you, my little sweet bee? How are you? I love it. Who else do I see? Okay, I'm scrolling. Real Journal Talk with V. How are you? How are you? Let's see. I'm scrolling. Chi Chi, how are you? She says, hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Oh, my goodness. I feel like we're at like a reunion. I'm like, hey, my cousin's here. My sister's here. How are you? Okay, we got Tanya Thompson. She said, hey, Dee Dee, new subscriber. Welcome. How are you, Tanya? Welcome to the fam. Who else do we have in here? And Mel is saying that too. Thank you, Mel. And she's saying hello. Did I see? I thought I saw. Oh, how are you? Is that Gail? Happy Wednesday. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy everything. I'm still telling folks Happy New Year too. that I haven't seen, from work. So, all right. So, guys, tonight I am going to be talking about, and I was thinking about, I need a bit of a reset and just like a mindset reset, and just like, to get back on track. And I will say, I'm not feeling as bloated because I haven't been eating those high sodium things. So I'm happy about that, but I could do even better. So I thought to myself, like, what am I going to do to get my buns moving? And so I've been exercising. I've been doing that challenge where you're lifting the weights and the kettlebell. I do that, and I've been doing it at night. Sometimes I might sneak it in the morning if I'm up. But I've been getting that in. I said, I got to get that in. So I just have to get myself on a plan and be consistent, right? That's my word of the year, is consistency. If you haven't noticed, it's been all over my community posts, right? Being consistent. So I love that. And I think that is one of the good things about me, is that for mostly everything I do, I am consistent. So, I got to keep this going. So I think I saw Simply Taisha. How are you? Happy Wednesday, D. Happy Wednesday, T. D and T. D and T. How about that? T and D. I love it. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we are going to be talking about, oh, you having a movie night. Oh, geez, Louise, what are y'all watching? One of the ladies I work with, she told me her son is home from college, and he was going with his girlfriend to see, what is that a movie? Is that the right name? Avatar? Is that the movie? Avatar? So they were going to see that movie, and she said it's a 3-hour movie. So I'm thinking, geez, Louise, the movie starts at, I want to say she said the movie started at 10. So they're not getting out till late 10:30. So I was like, geez, Louise, I couldn't be at that movie. It's too late for that. But in my younger years, I remember I said he's in college. In my younger years, I could do it. But now I don't know. I'm going to have to tell that gentleman, you got to reschedule that movie for earlier, because I'd be dozing off up in there. So enjoy your movie. Enjoy your movie. Happy Wednesday. Bellflower, my twin. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Turtle Diaries. Happy Wednesday, sweet tea. Happy New Year. Still working, but listening in. Oh, I love it. Thank you for listening in. And then we have people saying hello. Oh, you just got home, Miss Brenda. Oh my goodness. You had a long day. Jeez Louise. You're going. Oh, okay. Downtown Abbey. Okay, very good. I don't think I've ever seen that. Okay, very good. After I get off here, I'm gonna watch this, finish watching this. This is my girl. You guys know, if anybody knows me, I love me some Oprah. Well, she had a Iyanla Vanzant on her show, and so I started watching that. And it's funny because she was saying some things that really just like tugged at my heartstrings and got me thinking. And my daughter, came in my room, because remember I said I was laying down, and my daughter was like, Mom, are you crying? Is that a tear? And she said, oh my goodness, are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm okay. And she's like, well, she's like, oh my goodness. She got on my bed and she started rubbing my back and hugging me and said, let me comfort you. I'm here to comfort you, Mom. I just thought that was so sweet. But so I was watching that. So I thought, I had to turn this off because I'm about to go on a live. I can't be I can't be with tears. And so I said I was going to watch it afterwards, but I think I'm going to be so tired to either soak it all in. I think I need to like tune back in tomorrow, but I'm going to put it on and see, because she started shifting from talking about her own life, because she wrote a book, I guess, and she started shifting from talking about her own life to helping people in the audience. And so I can handle that. I think. So that's what I plan to do. Wait a minute. I see some more friends have come in here. Wait a second. Okay, wait. I'm scrolling. Poppy, how are you? She says, hey there, all you downsizing divas and divos. How are you? And I missed you last night, but that's okay. You gotta go, and I left you a message, Poppy, in school. So you gotta go in there if you get a chance. And see I like DM'd you. Oh my goodness, my girl Joe is in the house. Hey Joe, how are you? She says, hi Dee Dee, hi Divalicious fam. Yo, we've been on in touch. But it's glad to see you in here. Oh my goodness, she's saying Happy New Year to everybody. Ooh, oh, did you like the Oprah interview? And Sweet Pea, it was this lady who was like like the YouTube commentators making comments about it. And she was like, the reaction. And I said, did some drama go down? Remember they had drama years ago and they smoothed everything out. And she was making me think it was drama. I'm only probably like 25 minutes in, I think 25, 30 minutes in. And so far it's great. I haven't noticed anything, but I could have been dozing off too as I was laying down, but I thought it was good. You're going to get her book. Yeah, I want to get her book too. I have a feeling it's going to make me bawl my eyes out though, but crying is good for the soul. I always say that there's nothing wrong with a good cry. It's just that you don't just want to be crying on video so that everybody can like stop, look at your reaction. So I try not to do that, but you guys know if I gotta cry, I just gotta cry. Let's see. Okay. Hi, Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea, this is the mobile adapted live stream. Just an FYI. Hope you're doing well, pretty lady. Okay. All right. Very good. You said, oh my, I didn't know Oprah had new shows out. You are so funny. It's her podcast. She's on YouTube. Everybody's on YouTube. Everybody's doing their thing on YouTube. Jeez, Louise. Okay, so yeah, she doesn't have a new show. I love me some Oprah. She is 70. I could tell she's moving a little bit like slower. Not like something's wrong with her. Don't go saying that. But you know what I'm saying? You know how the age just like catches up with you. You don't have like that same, pep in your step. Like I could tell she's you could just tell she's aging beautifully though. Like fine wine. So I love that for her. I actually love that for her. Okay, so it's two chats going on. We're chatting and chatting and chatting. Let's see. Okay, all right. Let's see who we have. Wait a second. I was just gonna click on this. Wait. Where did she go? Let's see. Here she is. She is Tamika. How are you? She says, hi, Dee Dee in chat. Okay, all right. We're scrolling down. I saw somebody else come in. Tamika, and I don't know where I left off at. Jeez, Louise. Okay, here she is. Margie, how are you? Hello, how are you? Okay, all right. Oh, so did I miss this part? Okay, she said they had some major tearful moments during the audience questions, but they talk about how crying is cleansing. Yes, so many words of wisdom in that talk. Yeah, and I've always said that, crying is cleansing. I think it's like food for the soul. And that doesn't mean people have to see you doing it, right? It just means you need to do it sometimes. You need to just sit and cry with yourself. And I think that is okay to do that. Reset with Anissa. How are you? Okay, all right. Let's see. Okay, all right. So here tonight is our topic. I think I greeted everybody. I really like to do that. That's like, you know what, honestly, I mean, all the stuff I try to put together for these lives, that is my favorite thing to do. To talk to people. Okay, all right. I gotta come up with a creative way to do my next little thing here. Okay, so tonight I'm going to be talking about, and I want you to help me and chime in on 7 overlooked tips to break your GLP-1 plateau today. So I don't know if anybody's having a plateau in here. Is anybody having a plateau in here where the weight is not moving? Now remember, a plateau, we can't get caught up on this, or a stall is when the scale is not moving and you're doing all the right things like that you were when the scale was moving. So let's say you were losing like 1.5 pounds, a pound, 0.5 pounds, like that's a half a pound. You were, losing, 0.2, whatever you were losing, doing those things. And then you're doing the same things and then it just kind of stops. So that is what is known as a stall or a plateau. And so is anybody having that? Because every time I think I'm having one, it doesn't last as long, right? And I think I'm having a plateau. And then the next thing I know, bam, I drop, maybe ounces. I'm dropping stuff, right? I'm dropping it. So it's not just like you didn't lose the 1 week. That's the important difference with the stall. So is anybody experiencing a stall? Another thing you could be experiencing too is like a winter burnout. I feel like this is like midway, right? After Christmas, we're like, really, winter started. When was that? When did winter start? Wasn't it the 22nd? Was it the 22nd of the winter start? I don't even know. Did winter start? Yeah, I think it should have started. But anyway, I feel like we're midway, like after the break, after the breaks of it all, the winter, breaks or the Christmas breaks, whatever you call the break. I feel like once you get into January, you're kind of halfway through, right? Because once we hit March and April, we're into spring already, right? We're going into that spring season. So I feel like this is kind of like that midpoint. And, I don't know about you guys, but I need to get my buns in gear. And the last couple of days, I've been feeling good because I've been back on my routine. I'm a person of habit. I love a routine. And when I'm out of my routine, I don't do as well. So I thought, what am I, if I was in a stall, I'm not in a stall physically, but I feel like mentally I'm plateau. Is that a thing? That I'm making it a thing. Mentally, I'm plateau, right? It's just so much going on, so much going on, so much going on. So, yeah, and then I have another, I found out on was it the other day that one of my great aunts is in the hospital. Is it not in the hospital? Actually, she's at home. She's in hospice care. So that was another thing that just came out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it, but I knew she was ill. So, that's just another thing I'm dealing with it. So that's why I say the mental plateau of it all, right? I just kind of gotta wrap my head around all the things that are going on in my life. And, just like seasons change, life changes. And we got to just kind of have to be prepared for it. So in order to prepare for it, you don't, it's all the things is eating and this and that, but we can get caught up in all of the doing all the things. And sometimes, I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes I feel like this GLP-1 world kind of reminds me of a diet type of world in a situation, in a certain way. When we're talking about the food and this and that, and I have to often remind myself, the diet culture has that moral compass portion to it that I don't think we have here in the GLP-1 community. And I want to make sure we don't get that, and I don't get that. I don't want anybody to think their worth is tied to a scale or how they look and feel. And, it's easy to get caught up in that with social media and all that. So we don't want to do that. So we just kind of want to, talk about how we can uplift each other, even when you have things going on that is not so great. It could be your illness, your family's illness, your friend's illness. Because one thing we know for sure, it's going to be the next thing that's going to come along that probably won't be, something great, but how are we going to deal with it, right? How are we going to handle that? So that's what I kind of want to talk about tonight, like what we could do to, break our plateau. And your plateau doesn't have to be food and all of that. Maybe your plateau is a mental thing. But in the winter, did you know, this is an interesting fact. In the winter, did you guys know that people drink water less? In the winter months, people drink water less. And I'm not shocked by that because I'm one of those people. Let me take a sip right now. But yes, that is a thing. So in order to get our reset going on, the first thing we need to do is get hydrated. I mean, people are so dehydrated in the winter. The cold weather suppresses your thirst. Who knew that? Did anybody know that? And that's just a fact. You get dehydration. This could stall your fat loss, or it can make you very tired, and it can make you have constipation going on. Because if you're not drinking, you're not flowing things out. That water is going to help push things out. And so, yeah, is anybody in here feeling dehydrated? Because I feel like in the GLP-1 community, you folks are drinking and drinking and drinking up a storm. I mean, the water of it all, you guys are drinking. Does anybody in here feel like they're dehydrated? Let's see. I think some more people came in here. Losing it, Grace. How are you? Wait a minute. Happy Wednesday. Ooh, Dee Dee, you look beautiful tonight. Enough. It's not just Oprah's personal narrative, but also co-written by Dr. Ania. But no, we weren't talking about that. I'm going to be reading that book. And actually, my little inner circle group, we're going to be doing a little book club study on that book. So if you want to join us, feel free to come on in. But yeah, so we want to read that book and just kind of dive into Oprah's personal journey and what she's going through and what she's learned being on these GLP-1s. I think that's so important because we hear about it from our perspective, but don't you wonder, like, how does somebody deal with this that has all the money and access in the world? Like, how do you maneuver through all the things that go on? Because I think the expectation is so much higher for her to look a certain way, be healthy, do all the things because, we just think money buys access to everything. So yeah, I'm interested. Oprah is just, I know some people aren't necessarily Oprah fans, but I'm one of them. I mean, I don't know if I call myself a fan, but I just would say I just have a lot of respect for her. I really do. I think she's a great lady. But it's very few people I dislike. I don't even know if there's anybody I truly dislike, but I will say it is people who I don't care to be around. But I just like people. I just like everybody. I can find the good in people. And I do like that quality about myself. And then that's probably why people tell me sometimes I'm too nice, but I do know how to like get gone out of Dodge. We used to say that. My mom used to say, get out of Dodge. So I know how to get out of Dodge. I will say that. How about that? Okay, so losing it, great. You got me off on a tangent there. How are you? Okay. Oh, Joe says she agrees. Crying is a great way to release some stress as well as emotion. Yeah. And I think sometimes we get embarrassed when we cry because it's a lot of people consider it a sign of weakness. And I hope no more, especially women's, when we're trying to be, CEOs and leaders and, in charge and boss ladies and bosses. And I will say I am bossed up, but I will cry in a minute if I need to and want to. If I need to get out a good cry, I'm going to do it. But I still am bossed up. That does not change that I am a boss lady in my own regard. So I think you can do both and be okay. And we just kind of have to normalize that. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, I'm a big advocate for increasing the water intake. That helps so many people get over a stall or a plateau. Yes, increasing the water, but also checking with your doctor because there is a such thing as drinking too much water. So you do want to, check with your doctor. Hashtag I am not a doctor. But yeah, I think we need to just make sure we're drinking the water. Remember the last time I talked about drinking just water? I have just plain water in my little cup tonight. I don't even have electrolytes in there. So I love that for myself. I really do. Let's see. I think I left off. Where did I leave off? Okay, where are you? Ooh, wait a minute. Okay, so she says no plateau, but definitely I need to burn belly fat. Yes. Are you walking? Are you getting that cardio in? Because that's another thing that I'm trying to do too, is burn some of this fat. This belly fat is just, this fat is all up on me. This fat is in love with me and I'm trying to break up. I'm trying to break up with it and it's trying to hold on for dear life. Jeez Louise. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I stalled right before Thanksgiving. I was losing I wasn't losing or gaining. I moved up to the next dose, 5, the weekend before Christmas, and I've lost 3 pounds since. Okay. So that sounds like your body was ready for a move, right? Especially because you were only on the 2.5, which is kind of like the loading starting dose. So I get that. That's a good move. But remember, I'm going to remind you guys what I always say to myself, and I haven't really been saying it here a lot, but I said I'm going to start saying it. And I thought I'm just not going to say it until it comes time for me. But I've been saying this to myself kind of secretly, dose increases don't fix lifestyle choices. So for me, that was the thing. I know, whenever I think about moving up, I think about, am I doing all the things? And when I say, I'm going to list what all the things are. But I love the things of it all. Maybe I should say that because I always say that. But yeah, I just kind of want to, be very aware of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And I just realized that dose changes do not fix the lifestyle choices. But yours sounds like it was right on point. So I love that for you. Let's see. Okay, wait a second. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. I can't see. Let me see. I'm scrolling. Okay, all right. Okay, I left off on Chi saying you. Okay. Um, Hydration and movement is huge. Okay, very good. I had some slow times and food change up. Yes, the food change up is really good. I don't really consider myself in a stall since I lost a lot of weight when I was sick in December. I look at it as if your body was just taking a little break. Very good, very good. Thank you. I appreciate that. J to the C, how are you? She says, Dee Divas and Divos, in and out of the clouds, but I hope you are all well. Yes, and your picture is everything. Love that profile pic. Super cute, super cute. You said, Dee, Sweet Tea says, I live in existent plateaus. My weight doesn't move quickly, but my measurements tell a different story. Excellent. Excellent. And that's where those non-scale victories come in at. Very good. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. And I think that was like a process for you too, right? Because we all want to see those numbers moving. And it is a process because when you're moving, when you're losing, does anybody start when you're losing, you start getting like some bravado about yourself, like some confidence, like you do a humble brag. And then it's just like slows down and it's like, then what do you do? And I have felt like that many a day, many a weekdays weighing in. You know what I'm saying? I have felt like that, but that's okay. That's okay. Tangi, how are you? She says, hi, Diva fam. Welcome in. How are you? Let's see. Okay. I was out of my physical routine too due to being sick with a cold, cough, and extreme fatigue. So tonight, I'm finally getting on my treadmill and I will walk while listening. These slides are motivating. Thank you. They really are. And that's why I want to keep doing them. They are. They motivate you, and then you get some great ideas as well from people. So I love that too. Okay. All right. Let's see. I love that you're multitasking though. Good for you. You said, I agree because I am drinking less too. And last night I paid for it with a major muscle cramp from my upper thigh. Oh, all the way down. Yeah, when you're not drinking those bone, those joints and all that gets so tight. And then you might have a muscle spasm. And that's what led me to start taking electrolytes. But I didn't remember. I was drinking, but I was going to the restroom so much when I first started that it just caught up with me. I wasn't drinking as much as I guess I was releasing out. And yeah, I had muscle cramps out the wazoo. So that was a lesson well learned for me. All right. I knew that it makes a lot of sense. When you're hot and sweaty in the summer, you naturally drink more. Yes, you're very, very, very true. Seems like each time I lose another 10 pounds, my weight loss takes a break for a few weeks and then it starts again. I try to be patient. Excellent. Patience is key. And I'm loving that blue. That blue is popping out at me. I love it. Okay. Yeah. So patience is key. Being consistent and being patient. All right. Good evening, everyone. Rita, how are you? She says, I hope you all had a good day. We did. You're always hydrated. You're always dehydrated. Anissa, well, what are you gonna do? You gotta break that dehydration plateau. So let me see. So Anissa, one of the things you can do, and I noticed that Harjareen on one of her posts, she posted her water drinking schedule, right? She says she gets up and drinks water, and then she had all these different times. And when I was looking at that, I thought I'm doing that and probably some extra in between time because I'm always drinking, and I'm more conscious of trying to scale it back at work because I have to have somebody to watch my class. But when you're drinking like that, you're going to be going to the restroom more, which is great, right? Because that's the goal, to keep things moving. You know my saying, keep it moving. And so that's what you want to do. But get a schedule of like when you're going to do it. Maybe put a ringer on your phone, like a buzzer or something that goes off that says, you know, this is your reminder to drink that water. And I think if you put that conscious in your head and you do it, you know, more days than you don't, I think you'll be in there. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so wake up to drink the water. So that's a thing. Do people wake up and drink water? I used to put lemon in mine and wake up and drink it. Now I'm drinking it kind of with my electrolytes in the morning. So I won't add electrolytes to this. So I'll just drink this, whatever, you know, I don't drink tonight, I'll add to it, drink it in the morning, and I start my morning off drinking. But I think adding that lemon, that splash of lemon, put some electrolytes in there, especially on your injection day. That's going to really help as well with that. You know, if you get, you know, some people get fatigue or whatever side effects you have on near your injection day. They call it shot day. You guys say shot day. For some reason, I don't like saying the word shot, but shot day, injection day, you know what I mean. But they say warm water with that lemon, that squeeze of lemon in the evening is very helpful to keep you flushed out. And that there was a saying that, you know, people used to say, drink the warm water and it'll get your self moving, you know. So a warm water, not hot. It doesn't have to be hot, but if it's hot, I guess that's okay too. But warm water with lemon in the evening is going to really help things move slowly. And the hydration before hunger rule. I remember this doctor. I was watching this doctor, and it wasn't Dr. B. You know who I'm talking about, Dr. B. I'm not even going to say his name, but I was watching this doctor, and he was saying how, and this was like years ago, and he was saying how you should drink before. And I know some weight loss doctors tell you to have a glass of water before you eat your meal, like at least 8 ounces. It'll help, suppress that appetite. So we don't need a whole lot of help with suppressing the appetite because we are taking a GLP-1. A lot of us are in here. Maybe somebody is not or off or not taking it anymore. So we don't necessarily need that little extra boost. But if you still do, if you can overeat the meds like I can at times, then you need to try that, like drinking the water first before you eat the meal. And that might be helpful as well. So, Anissa, you got to get that water in. No dehydration. It's not even good for your skin, the skin of it all. You want to get that skin popping. Okay. All right. So what is, she is Tamika saying plateaus can be with fitness too. Yes, absolutely. Plateaus with that fitness is a real thing. It is. And I might be having one, she is Tamika, with the cardio. Now, remember, I was taking breaks when I was on vacation. I was going through that grief. I wasn't doing my regular routine. Now I've been incorporating some movement, getting those, the weights back up on my schedule. But that cardio is still, I got to push through and get that in there. I'm just making myself out of schedule and I'm sticking to it. I'm just sticking to it like it's Velcro. So are you in a plateau with your fitness, or because you seem like you're on the fitness game? Are you do you have a plateau, Tamika, going on there, or have you experienced that? Tangi says, my doctor told me that once you start to feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. Jeez Louise. And I can see where that would be so true. All right, I can see that where there would be so true. All right, very good. Okay, good. Thanks, Doc. Thanks for that. I drink a lot of water, which unfortunately causes way too many trips to the restroom. Yeah, that's just the downside. Isn't it downsides to everything? Jeez, Louise. I've heard that as well. I don't drink water less, but I am in Florida, so there's that. You don't drink enough. Okay, all right. Didi, I think you meant the salty water of it all. Yes, I did mean that. Cold in the morning, not sweating, less thirsty. Okay, yeah. And yeah, that's so true. And it makes sense, like you said, it really does. Let's see. So people are struggling to get the water in. Yes. Okay, so we have to make a conscious effort because this is the time of year where you could really get dehydrated. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Who else is talking about this water? Okay, so besides my morning coffee, I don't drink anything except water. So my intake is consistent all year. I don't drink cold water, and that helps in the winter months. Okay, very good. So you're drinking coffee. Oh, besides your morning coffee, you only drink water. Okay, so that's helpful. Very good. I love that. That's a great strategy to get it all in. All right, very good. Let's see. see. Okay, wait. Okay, so women also, okay, Kate is going back to the crying of it all. She says, women also cry when mad or angry. In the military, I had to quickly learn not to do that anymore. The men would see it wrongly as a sign of weakness. So that's, again, good. I'm glad you brought that up because it's all about the context of it all, right? So I can see in that situation, you wouldn't want to be seen as, crying and tearing up. But, certain jobs are like the cloth is cut like that. So in my job, some of those little ones have, some struggles with their home life, things going on. Something happens to a parent, I'm crying about it. And I don't cry in front of the kid, but as soon as the kid is out and, it just tugs at my heartstrings. So things like that, and, you tear up, you get sad, you want to do things to help. So in my profession, it's probably more acceptable, but I could see, how in some jobs that are male dominated, you wouldn't want to, but I say go and, I always say, go home and cry your eyes out. That might not be a power move to cry in front of them, but you're still bossed up if you cry. That is the point. You could still be bossed up and cry. So, but yeah, I could totally see that. And Kate, that's why you are no joke and nothing to play with. Okay, so you walk 30 minutes 5 days a week. Excellent. I love that. Very good. Let's see. Okay, so you said it doesn't help being in any stage of menopause with the belly fat. I could see that. Very good. Yes. Let's see. Kate, lucky you've got your very own barista. I love that. Okay, so let's see. What is this? I would cry with frustration. I had to cut it out. Okay, wait. Okay. I would cry with frustration. I had to cut it out when it was happening at work. Okay. Oh man. Now, yeah. So, yeah, now I can see like in a professional environment, especially if you are around where it's a lot of proving yourself and that's going to be seen as a sign of weakness. I could totally see that. Let's see. Let me see. I'm scrolling down, scrolling. Okay, all right. So Pam says, I like to add what's that? Devotion, nutrition, hydroflex. Devotion, nutrition, hydroflex. Sometimes a little element, a pinch of real salt, but I've only needed to getting 50 ounces for every 2 days. So I'm adding, okay, very good. A pinch of real salt. Okay, very good. Is that helping you? You sip every 20 minutes? One of these days, I'm going to do, so I do a little experiment with that. Something I told Anissa to do. I'm going to try it myself. You know what? I feel like, what is that? Do you guys see that? It's like a cloud that came over. What is this? Do you guys see that? Let me stop moving this before I lose my glow, my light. Geez, so you guys don't see that? Oh, what is going on? Do you see that? Oh my goodness. What is going on? Do you guys see that? It's like a shadow. It's something. Wow. I don't know what that is. I saw it just like come down. Geez, Louise. What is it? It got to be a reflection or something. I'm going to scare myself out of here. That is too funny. Okay, so Cookie is talking about taking measurements over the scale. Yes, we love that. Never fear, Nora is here. Hey, Nora, hold up. Wait a minute. Nora is in the house. How are you? Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, so Tamika says no. Wait, oops. Tamika says no. No wonder I'm having spasms. I need more water. Oh, that's a sign. Yes. That is a sign that you need more water. Yep, that was happening to me, and that's what made me start on electrolytes, and I haven't had an issue since. Let's see. Yeah, that's why I said she needs some electrolytes. You got a new tumbler. Okay, something cute that makes you want to drink more. I love that. Very good. You sip on decaf. Okay, very good. And I don't even finish it by the end. Yes, now I do that with the coffee too. I'm not a big coffee person. So I do that, but I do drink the water. I mean, I do get that in. Oh my goodness. Well, Teddy, you shortened your name. Look at that. But that's okay because I know you are Teddy. How are you? You're looking good. Oh my goodness. I love a nice little profile pic. Okay. Yeah, that does sound painful. Okay, so that we're only at number one. Hold up, my girl Davina is in the house. I haven't seen you in so long, I feel like, right? How are you? She says, I drink water within 30 minutes of waking up, and then I'll drink a hot herbal tea, no sugar or any sweetness, 8 ounces of spring water with lemon juice, and 32 ounces of various herbal teas. Oh, see, I'm not a tea person at all. Jeez Louise. Yeah, I'm not a tea person at all. Oh my goodness, but that you're drinking. You're getting the protein in and you're drinking that water. That's why you look so good. Okay, all right. Yes, the cramping of the toes. Yes. Jeez, Louise. It's a thing. If you're getting that, okay, so you said I'm on 7.5 and want to titrate up. The doctor denied my request of hearing hypoglycemia labs and don't want me to get, okay, 80, don't want me to get to 70, feeling fine. I may be stuck at this dose. I got to figure out a strategy. Okay, so you want to go up, but you're afraid of your blood sugar level going too low. So you're just going to have to maybe monitor that. Maybe you can monitor what you're doing, what you're eating, the exercise, because exercise plays into that. That'll drop that blood sugar low. So you maybe need to track what you're doing for a week or two and then make a plan after you track. Because when you track, it'll show you exactly what you're doing and what you need to be doing. So I think that's, you got to start with knowledge, right, about what's happening in your schedule. Let's see. Yeah, she says, I'm sorry to hear that, Mel says. Seems like you're very focused. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, you said, I agree with lemon. I'm slicing up lemon and orange right now and adding it to a picture. Okay, very good. Now, I have something, my next number two. I'm going to ask you guys about this because when I was, doing some research about this, I thought, what is the research behind this? Because we always hear that you should eat that protein first, but sometimes it's helpful to eat something else first. Do you know what that is? Do you guys know what that is? Okay, that teacher in me is coming out. So we always say eat protein first, but sometimes it's helpful to eat something else first. What is it? What do you think? What do you think I could be referring to? Pam is saying, I agree with the lemon. I'm slicing up lemon and orange right now and adding it to a pitcher with filtered water. And the next I will buy some ginger. Now that's where you lost me, at the ginger of it all. And I know it's good to put in there, but I don't wouldn't like it with the ginger unless it was like a hot kind of tea situation. I could stand it. Mindy says, dang it. Oh, okay. That's okay. Catching up at the two. Mindy, you are so funny. Yes, get those steps in, Dee Dee. I feel like I am, but it's probably because I'm more dominant in legs and arms versus glutes, which is why I'm trying to get to the muscle. Okay, very good. So you're more dominant in legs and arms versus your glutes. Okay, all right. Because your arms look like they're ready, like they're popping. So you probably need to put a little bit more time and attention where you want the muscle to show. Or I don't know, have you consulted with a personal trainer, somebody that can, and not that you could want to pay for it the whole time because you're very good at doing things on your own, but I would just, have a consultation with somebody or just like maybe one initial meeting and get a plan, and then that's all you would really need because you're accountable and can do it on your own. So that might be something you want to work with, like a glute expert. I wish I could tell you how I keep mine juicy, but and sitting up, but I think it's just genes because my mom also had a nice plump behind, and she was like a size 4. So you don't have to be like a big girl to have some buns back there and appropriate for your body, right? Because now the girls are having them, and that's like their buns are 15 times bigger than everything else on their body. So you don't want that, but yeah. So yeah, it's like you're a work in progress. Always trying to, the body comp is a real thing. Okay, so Nora, they help you feel better. Oh my goodness. Nora, I hope she doesn't have the norovirus. Jeez Louise, the flu. Jeez Louise. There's always something going around. I hope you feel better too, Nora. All right, let's see. Let's see. And we're scrolling down. People are saying hello. Okay, all right. Let's see. Okay. People are saying hello. You said, oh, clean my camera. Oh, wait a minute. Is that what it is? Okay. Kate the Great. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. After this live, I was about to call my dad and say, you got to get your buns over here. I know you don't like to drive at night, but something might be going on. Wait a minute, Kate. Okay, wait. Let me see. I'm about to take my little sweater. You guys see that? Oh my goodness. Jeez Louise. I was over here like a little bit in a panic. Like, okay, what is going on? This is, I don't want to say, they probably think something's going on. Can they see it? I didn't know if you guys could really see it. This is so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. I see a lot of people saying hello. The weight of me, known as Mia. How are you? Hey, Mia, welcome in. Oh, Dub. Wait a minute. Beverly, coming on in, looking all fabulous. How are you? How are you ladies doing? Okay. So you love cinnamon tea. See, I'm not a cinnamon person, but it sounds good. Yes, it is the fiber of it all. So when I was doing my research, I was, thinking about like if you were going to reset and do some different things. We always say the same old things. Like, what else could you try? Well, being a type 2 diabetic or anybody who, and we all should be watching our blood sugar because some of us are pre-diabetic. You might not be a diabetic, you're pre-diabetic. And some of you are probably closer to a diabetic than you think you are. So I think that, I thought this was a good tip. So there are times when it is appropriate to eat that fiber before protein. And they say just do it at one meal a day. Eating the veggies first, then the protein, then the carbs. If you have a carb, which a lot of us are having some carbs, that they significantly reduce post-meal blood glucose and insulin responses compared to just eating with the carbs first, which we know, right? The carbs are going to spike it. But I think that that's a good shift for just one of your meals a day, right? And if you're somebody who has trouble with eating, don't do that. Eat the protein first, right? Don't even do the one time a day. And I would also consult with your doctor if you're going to change something up because who knows how your body is going to react. One of the good things about me being the type 2 diabetic that and I'm in the normal range, but I'm still, a type, you've been diagnosed with that, right? Currently, my blood sugar level is in the normal range, but I have to still be careful about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. But I'm not one of those people that my blood sugar level drops so low and I have to be careful when I exercise and I got to monitor all the things. I haven't gotten to that point where I've needed to do that, nor does my doctor. And I've had two different doctors. Neither one of them felt like I needed to do that. So I feel like I'm sitting pretty right where I'm at in a good spot and just trying to work on going down a little bit more. But I don't want my blood sugar level to even go too low because I don't want to be one of those people that your buzzer is going off because you didn't eat so few carbs that your blood sugar level has gone down. So I've been trying to kind of walk a fine line between cutting back the carbs so much to the point where now I'm like, have to count everything and monitor everything. And, but if I needed to do that, I would do that. I just don't feel like I've needed to do that. And I've just been, okay. So we'll see. But I could always change. But I thought if I'm trying to do a reset, sometimes you need to do something different, right? It doesn't have to be drastic. It just needs to be a little tweak. So this is a tweak you can consider. And it says, eat the fiber before your protein at one meal per day. right? So you want to do that 1 meal per day, not every day, all day, 1 meal per day if it's something you want to try to tweak. So I just thought that was a good thing to do and see how that works out for you. It's like I said, especially if you're having blood sugar issues, if you're a pre-diabetic or a type 2 diabetic, give it a try. See if it does anything for you at all. All right, the third thing is the winter inflammation reset. This one they say is a plateau breaker. So, we know and we experience all these winter foods. You guys were on here telling me all about it, the salt of it all. I was eating that honey baked turkey from Honey Baked Ham. They sell the turkeys and I still have some. I need to get rid of that turkey. I think I froze some, my greens, my sweet potatoes, my candy sweet potatoes. What else? My mac and cheese, full of salt, full of sugar, not sugar, but a little dab of it though. Milk, I meant to say, full of, milk, which is rich. And, I didn't use Fairlife this time. Last Christmas and Thanksgiving, I used that Fairlife milk. This time I just used regular milk. And I thought that was going to make my daughter really want to eat it more. And she just doesn't. She likes the box mac and cheese and that's it. She likes the box mac and cheese. I'm like, who likes a box mac and cheese? So I'm going to make it really creamy for her because that's what she likes about it. Like it's the texture of it. It's like creaminess, right? So anyway, but yeah, I was doing all the comfort food and the inflammation and the being bloated. I was on one of these lives and I noticed how bloated I was. I was like, geez, Louise, I was so bloated. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So the winter bloatedness, the inflammation of it all. So what are we going to do to fix that? We're just going to make sure we check our sodium. Normal people should have 2,000 milligrams of sodium or less. So go for the or less. And even that ham, not ham, I say ham because it's from Honey Baked Ham. But that turkey, it was like, I want to say 1,000 milligrams for 2 or 3 ounces, which is considered a serving. So right there in like one meal or one serving, that's like half of my sodium for the day. And that doesn't even count like, the other stuff I was eating. So yeah, I can see that sugar, any desserts, you were having. I showed you guys on my live on Sunday some of the things I was eating. Some of the desserts that I had, it was birthdays, it was, Christmas, it was, parties, snacks my students were giving me, just a lot of processed stuff. And even though I wasn't eating tons of it, my body is not used to that because I hadn't been eating that. So once you reintroduce it, you kind of have to release it again and do something of a reset. Number 4 is that sleep. That sleep is a fat loss hormone. I love that. You just have to get your rest. That's basically what it boils down to. When you're getting poor sleep, your cortisol, that stress hormone, is spiking, and you're gonna have belly fat, and that's why probably my stomach is like having a party with all this belly fat. And when I don't get sleep, it just makes it worse. So yeah, so are you guys sleeping? I know we don't always talk about the sleep as much as we need to. I think on this channel, let me take that back because we do. I talk about sleep a lot because I wasn't getting it. And I realized how important it was. And sleep is something that we should have on our list of things to do. Schedule it in, schedule that baby in, like you schedule your nails to get done or whatever else, your haircut, whatever else you have going on. You got to get that sleep. And then number 5, and then I'm going to go in the chat after this one because I want to hear what you guys are saying about the hormones of it all. So menopause fat loss check-in, check your estrogen levels. Does anybody know what their estrogen level is? Estrogen declines, we know, and that fat storage shifts to your belly. So that's how menopause is really helping people. And I shouldn't say people, women, helping us women. And there's a such thing as andropause, right, for the guys too. And it's causing, fat and, for you to, gain weight and all that too. So we really both have it going on with, the fat gain and the belly fat of it all. But when your estrogen is low, now who knows their estrogen count? Does anybody know their estrogen count in here? And I'm going to tell you guys, my estrogen count is super low. The last time I had it checked, now I don't know what it is now, and I'll have it rechecked probably in the spring. But the last time I had my estrogen checked, it was, I'm going to type it in the chat. It was, can you believe this? Bam, I sent it off. Does anybody else know your estrogen levels. I see people talking about drinking that apple cider vinegar, and I don't love that. Mel loves to drink that. She doesn't mind the taste. That taste is, but what I've learned how to do is the times I want the apple cider vinegar, which is probably, so I should be adding that to my little routine, but I could drink it with my electrolytes. Now, I don't have on any in here, but if ever I want to drink it, I put it into my electrolytes and I could handle it a lot better than just drinking it the way Mel does. Mel is a trooper. She's drinking that baby with sparkling water. Jeez Louise. Yes. Okay, all right. Let's see. We're scrolling down. Ooh, I love this. You don't hear a lot of women saying this. Okay, so Sweet B says, when it comes to the boots, hey, my hubby jokingly says I'm blessed and highly favored. I love that. Very good. I love that for you. Okay, so Mel is working on hers. You said, tell me your secrets. My mom didn't give it to me. But I will look into it. Thank you. Yes. I will say a lot of it, I think too, sometimes is the genes of it all. Like my mom had some good genes when it came to her skin and when it came to being shapely, like in all the right places. So I'm hoping I can continue that as I slim down. I don't slim down in the places I don't want to slim down in. But we shall see. We shall see. Mel says, you said, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Let's see. I love a good cookie, and the women I've named, I've always been kind and fun ladies. That is too funny. It looks better now. He's saying, oh. Oh, when I was talking about that. Yeah, I was like, what is going on? He said, not the Holy Spirit. What's going on? I did not. I was like, Jesus, Lord has come to deliver me from on the live stream. It's gonna be witnessed by all. This video would be out the wazoo. I have 1 million views by tomorrow morning. That got out. Jeez, Louise. That tickled me. I got a good laugh on that. M to the V to the P. How are you? How are you? Okay, you said eat beans or lentils and get that protein and fiber at the same time. Excellent. Yes. And when I was giving up, the meat except for the seafood last lentils, the Lent season, that's what I would do. I was eating those beans left and right and soaking those babies so it didn't give me gas. It's actually easier getting fiber when eating single ingredient whole real food. I aim for 30 grams daily. Very good. You're right too. So it sure is. Okay, so Mel is doing lower body 3 times a week. Nigerian split squats and Romanian deadlifts. But I'm giving my body rest more than ever. No back-to-back days. Yes, I love the no back-to-back days. So I'm doing that challenge with Toy the Review, and instead of doing the arms every day, I've switched it up, and like on the second, so I do the arms, and then the next day, I've been doing legs, and so just squats, and then I go back to the arms, because I think doing it every day, I just thought, oh gosh, I'm working the same muscles, and then I thought, okay, instead of maybe doing the what she's doing, I think I'll just work on my biceps or another part of my arm instead of doing the same muscle, because I just don't want to overdo it. And I don't want to be sore, because I think when you get sore, for me, now it's probably working fine for whoever else is doing it. But remember, I'm not like one of those like, burn, baby, burn, keep on moving. That's not me. So, I just don't want to overdo it and get burned out or get sore and then not do it. You know what I'm saying? So I just have been alternating. So, and I think she did say that, and I shouldn't say, I think she did say that, you kind of make the challenge your own. Crazy. That's so funny. A pilgrimage to Ohio. Oh my goodness. I love that. Yeah, all I needed, I didn't even need the Windex. I'm like, what is going on? I wasn't even flopping around. Maybe it's the light. I don't know what's going on. So too funny. Let's see. Okay, so Tamika says she does the same thing, maybe not pushing myself with the weight or time under tension. Bulgarian. Okay. Ooh, let's see. So you guys are talking about the deadlifts of it all. Doses of Shani. How are you? She says, hi, Dee in chat. Driving super late, but I'll check the replay. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so they're talking about the weight. Okay, the weight of it all. Let's see. Okay, so Dee Dee, that's the biggest issue for me. I have such a hard time falling asleep at night. Sometimes I'm up to 1 o'clock trying to fall asleep. Is that aging process? I wonder if Bev to the B knows. Well, this is the funny thing. Remember when Bev? Remember when we were doing that? Remember when we were doing that? What was that stuff we put on our stomachs? What was that, Mel? We bought it too, Mel. So me, Mel, and Bev, I don't know, I think the lady's name was Kenya. Remember Kenya? Not Kenya from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but the other Kenya. And she told us about that oil you put on your belly. So I ordered mine. Me and Mel ordered mine. Bev helped me order it. So Bev and I, we were talking every night trying to figure out what was going on with this oil. She's like, did you get a reaction? Well, we talked 3 times. I think after the 3rd day, we researched it and realized nothing was going to happen. We thought something was going to happen like super fast. Nothing really happened. But I would be talking to Bev, and I was like, she is a girl after my own heart. This lady is up late. And like Bev would be up. And then when I would talk to her the next day, she'd be like, girl, I stayed up. I was up for some hours later. I'm like, what? And you still got up in the morning? She's like, yeah, I got up. She's like, I cannot sleep. So that is still going on. Oh my gosh. So Bev, do you take like any kind of treatment? Because it probably is related to the hormones of it all. Yeah, so let's see. So yeah, so my hormone levels are low. Look at that. Wait a minute. Wait, I think Mia left a comment. Let me see, Mia. Let me find you, girl. I think I scrolled down way too much. Okay, Mia. Mia says, of course, male B, it's motivating to see results. I am at 167 pounds lost. Jeez Louise. But I had foot surgery December 22nd, so a true scale reading isn't possible, but I'm still using dumbbells. Excellent. I mean, let's give you some confetti, and not for just the 167 pounds, 6'7". Not for the 167 pounds down, but the fact that you are still exercising while you are in bed, like having that surgery and all of that, you're like, don't play with me. I'm still taking this weight off. I love that. I love that. Oh my goodness, Mia, excellent job. Jeez Louise, lady, that is awesome. All right, Mia is doing it and doing it and doing it well. Okay, so oh gosh, you gotta get you some electrolytes, Tamika, ASAP. I know you should have some stocked up. You should have some electrolytes on deck. All right, so let's see. So Mel is not planning on going up any higher. Yes, the spare tire weight gain is from perimenopause. That's a monster. Yes, I experienced that. Seeing results in my arms and my ability to hop on one leg since my weight is way down, it's very motivating. Oh, I'm sure you do feel great. Gray said, now I don't know my estrogen levels, but I do know my credit score. Oh, we're going to give you some confetti for the credit score of it all, because some people don't know that. All right, so yes, my estrogen level, now it was 27. So we'll see, because my goal is to raise that baby. One of these days I'm going to get on a routine and get it going. I'm working with my doctors, I'm working with my doctors. That's all I can say. My estrogen tanked after my hysterectomy. BHRT got me back on track. I don't know my current number since treatment. So you need to go back and see. So you have a before and an after, and I don't know how long it's been, but you're going to have a before and after. So you will be one of those people that not only in addition to the symptoms of it all, if it's helped with that, but you can actually give data behind it, which is numbers, right? So I love that. Very good. Excellent job. Okay, so Mia's asking Bev about the sleep. She found that magnesium balm to rub on your skin helps. All right, okay, Bev, that's something you could try. 4 and 5 were big ones for me. Taking care of those and starting Zep has made a difference. Okay, very good. It's for you in 2025, and so you have been successful in getting your health back. I love that, Kate. Let's give Kate some confetti. Dun, 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 dun. And not only that, let me go back to Mel. I thought I saw she put a number in here. I mean, that is excellent. Look at her estrogen levels. Now, what should they be, male to the B? Can you put that in the chat? Not, and I know everybody is kind of different, but is there a range? And I have it. I just don't have it handy dandy, but I could look it up. I think that's excellent. And you're somebody who's been getting treatments, and Mel gets her hormone levels checked frequently. Okay, so let's see. Oh, you sprayed magnesium on your legs and feet last night, and it helped with the muscle spasms and sleep. But I don't even. Well, I mean that's good. But you drink electrolytes. I'm telling you, try the electrolytes first if you don't want to spray anything. If you're somebody who likes spraying and doesn't mind. But I mean, if you don't want one more thing to do, I would, and you're already drinking water, that's going to help with the water. And so I would just add some electrolytes first, and then maybe that could be a plan B. That's what I would do. Now, Tamika, you might already have done that and want to do something different. Did I miss something my twin was saying? Where is that? Where did I go? Bev was talking about falling asleep. Okay. Oh, so your estrogen tanked after your hysterectomy. Okay, very good. I think I saw that. I got down by Kate. All right, you see your PCP next month. Is it as simple as asking her to check? Yes. And that's where I got my estrogen levels checked. It wasn't my gynecologist. Actually, it was my PCP. And I said I wanted my levels checked, and she just did it. So I'm interested in seeing, I'm interested in seeing after I seek some treatment out what they look like after that. Okay, Sweet Bee. Yeah, they tell you that, but you could still know. So what? You want to know for that day? I don't understand why they don't want you to get it unless it costs you like $500 for the test and your insurance didn't cover it. But even still, if you're willing to pay for it, you should get it. I don't like when I hear that. It just annoys me to no end. Yeah. I mean, so, okay, so this is the example I say to people and to a doctor, and I've said this to a doctor actually. But when somebody says to you, well, I'm not going to give you your estrogen, give you an estrogen test because your hormone levels are all over the place. And, when you're in perimenopause, they're up and down, but so is your weight. But they take your weight every time you go to the doctor. That's all over the place. Doesn't it matter what day? So they don't mind recording it for that. So that's the example I give them. And when I said that to a doctor, you know what she told me? It's not the same. I said, it actually is the same. I mean, geez, Louise, don't let me boss up on her. I'm like, what in the world? And she told me that. A doctor told me that too. It's like, geez, Louise, I don't know. I'm annoyed. Okay, yeah, I could help get Bev together with those blood panels. I had it checked during the summer. Estrogen was low enough to be in perimenopause. Going on HRT has helped a lot. It's worth getting it checked. I would agree. Very good. Oh, somebody is lower than Dee Dee. Jamie, geez, Louise. Okay, so you probably don't know your numbers now. So you'll have to let us know if you want to share that. After this BHRT or HRT, did it actually help? Because I think a lot, they focus, even the doctors focus a lot on symptoms and how you feel, which is great, right? Because a lot of times, there were times when, like, if your numbers aren't at a certain level, like my dad and the BMI, his BMI is not at a certain level, so he can't get the medication. They don't base it off how you feel, if you're close, and all that kind of stuff. So I get that, but I also think it's also, if you want to know your numbers, you should know, right? If you want to know, you should know it's your body. Like, what is it to them for you to know what your estrogen level is? Like, geez, Louise, don't get me started on that tangent. Chi says, I'm in peri, but not sure my levels, but the hot flashes clued me in. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you should get a hormone panel workup. I mean, I'm telling you, it's just good to know. And honestly, if you go to my stand store, I might go in here. It doesn't cost you any money. It's free. And I might put that link in my stand store. Maybe I'll do it next Wednesday because I don't want to get kicked out of this the live to kick me out trying to go on this other site. But I have in my stand store a free hormone panel. It's a hormone panel, and it tells you a list of hormones to go and ask the doctor for. Because what they'll do is, and I don't know every doctor, you might have one that says, Chi, great, let's order it right now. And then you might have somebody that pushes back and says to you what Sweet B just told us, which was told to me. And I liken it to, again, the weight loss. Our weight fluctuates, yet as soon as you go to the doctor, besides blood pressure, that's the first thing they take. So if fluctuation was really a concern, then why are you weighing me every time I come to the doctor? And I'm not coming at the same time, same place, with the same clothes. No matter how I come, you're going to weigh me in. So there's that. All right, so let's see. Yeah, you need to get your hormones checked. Yeah, she is Tamika. Knowledge is power. And you know what? And if you don't need to do anything with it, that's okay, but you're going to know. Because sometimes, you might say, people will say like, oh, it's not making me feel better. And we want you to feel better. But if you had those numbers to say, okay, at 27, I was feeling terrible. Now my hormone levels are at 50. I still don't feel good. Well, maybe they will know now that maybe you need an increase. Maybe you need a decrease. You know what I'm saying? It could be, for me, I feel like it can be more accurately adjusted if you know your numbers. But hashtag, I'm not a doctor. Talk to your doctor. I just got a lot of common sense. How about that? Okay, let's see. Oh, hey y'all, says Shawnee. Late but here. I was on the other chat. Oh, okay, over on the other one. Yes. Castor oil, yes, babe. You remember we were chatting about that every day. I was told to take magnesium. I take it every night. It helped my leg cramps, but I'm still Yes, you and my twin. I'm telling you, if I wanted to, and now Miss Brenda, yeah, if I wanted to talk to a late night person, I know who to call. Jeez, Louise. Let's see. Okay, so Sweet Pea says she was struggling to fall asleep before the HRT. The hormone therapy really helped with the sleep. Still having the occasional night sweats, waking up, falling asleep. Okay, very good. But falling asleep is better. Okay, so the HRT of it all. All right, so let's see. Mail to the B. What is Mail to the B saying to us? Listen, hormone replacement therapy has been a huge part of my health span journey. Huge. Balanced hormones are the missing key for many women. I hope everyone gets a full panel. If you know, you know. Yes. You know what? We are going to have a hormone panel. Get your hormone panels checked party. And your key to admission is to come in with your hormone results. Who would come to that party? You know, when I said that, a bunch of people logged out. They must have been men. I love that. Okay, so yeah, but get your hormones checked. Knowledge is power. I just say, and knowledge is power, but you also have to do something with the information. And I just think, like, just knowing your levels and knowing where you are. Like, you got all these hormones going on. We say how important they are, but we can't pronounce them. We can't tell what they do with our bodies. We don't know what the numbers are. Like, where else would you encourage somebody to stay in the dark about their body? Like, you wouldn't, right? We know our A1C. How come we know our A1C, but we don't know our estrogen levels? You know, how come you know your blood pressure number? Some people know their blood pressure number since they were, a kid. They know what their blood pressure was. But we don't know. And they do take my daughter's blood pressure when she goes to the doctor I think they started at like when she was super young. So yeah, so it's just like we know those levels. So I just think we got to normalize it. We got to be the ones that speak out and advocate for it and say, no, I want this. And if they don't give it to you, go to a lab and get it done on your own, because that's a reality too, that the doctors are saying, no, we're not doing that. And it's like, why not? I don't understand it. Yeah, I just had a recent experience. I'm gonna have to talk about that. I'm gonna have to save that for my inner circle because I don't want to be sued on here. I gotta say that, baby, from my inner circle where they are not gonna know what I'm saying. Cause yeah, I had an experience where I'm going tit for tat with this doctor. I mean, it was on and popping. I will say though, at the end of it, she ended up giving me a hug. So I held my own, baby. I held my own. Jeez, Louise. Let's see. Okay, people are saying hello to Shani. Congratulations to Mia. Tamika is drinking some water. Cheers, Tamika, with the water. Okay, let's see. Over 75 is considered optimal. Okay, very good. All right. Thank you, Mel. Okay, so that's the number. And remember, everybody is different too. So check with your doctor, but we're just talking about generalities right now because we don't know specifics. You said, so Mia says, you guys with all, we were all with you last year when you had your other foot done. I proved to myself not walking on my foot doesn't stop me from losing weight or exercising. It's all such a better experience. Absolutely. That fortitude is what I love to hear. It's very motivating too. Okay. Yes, you got to check those numbers. Check those numbers, Cookie. And we're going to have a party. And I wonder, are you guys going to show up with your labs? When I get my numbers, I'm going to have a party with my labs, and I'm inviting all of you. Now, if you don't want to bring yours, that's okay, but I'm going to be showing my babies off. You said because of my activity. Okay. Okay, very good. Between 100 and 150. I love that response, Dee Dee. I'm going to try that. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, I'm really about the common sense of it all. Dee Dee, you could give Mel my phone number. Okay, I sure will. Okay, all right, all right. I used the info from your stand store when I asked for my hormone panel. Thanks for that. It was very helpful. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Love it. Okay, so here's somebody who actually used what I put in that stand store. I love that. Very good. Let me give you some confetti for that. Okay, very good. All right, I love it. I love it. Okay, thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, I have two things that you could take to the doctor with you. One is a little bit more simplistic, and another one is just very detailed. Like, so if you don't talk to me or Mel, you could just have that information. You really don't need it. You have that if you have that pamphlet I gave you, you download it and take it with you, and it works. The point is, if the doctor doesn't say yes right away, right, you got to have something to come back with. You got to be able to have that conversation. And a lot of people are intimidated by a doctor, or they say things that shut you down. They give you these random facts and research. And how do we know that research they're spouting out is true? So you got to come with your own research and be able to have things to say back. But I would say if you got to go like tit for tat that much with the doctor, you might want to find somebody that just is going to be supportive of what you want and need, right? And ultimately, that's where I'm at. All right, I got to find somebody that's going to be supportive of what I want and what I need. And I don't want to have to argue with you about what I want and what I need, unless you can prove to me, like, she's the expert. And that's another thing they lead with, that I'm the expert. But like I say, I'm a teacher. And when we have parents who say, I want my kid tested for gifted. And in my mind, I'm thinking, as an expert in my field, your child is not gifted. They're just very smart. And they argue not argue you down, but you know what I'm saying? They insist, like, oh, I want my kid tested for gifted. Guess what? Test them. It's no skin off my back to test your kid. And I'm not even the one that tests them. So test them. If a parent asks for the kid to be tested, test them. And it could go either way. It could go from, being gifted or having a disability. And if you want your child tested, test the child. Like, what is it to me that you're testing your child? You are your child's advocate. And more times than not, they come back and it was what I said it was, right? Or what we thought it was as a team, because it's not just the teacher, it's a team of us, making these decisions. And usually we're right, but what is it to us to test the kids so that the child, so that the parent is satisfied, right? First of all, the parent is satisfied, and the parent can understand this is the level my child is at, because it spells it all out. And that's why I say it's power in knowledge, power in numbers. And so, yeah, I wish somebody would tell me as a parent, like, I can't know A or B about my child. I just think that's so wrong. And that's what these doctors are doing. That's what they're doing to women. They're like shutting us down, and they're saying, I'm the expert, I know. And it's not like you're giving me a diagnosis. You're just giving me factual numbers. You're ordering a test. Like, order the test and keep it moving. Jeez, Louise, the audacity of it all. Jeez, Louise. Okay. Let me see. Let's see. Okay. So Mia, you said you went to MIDI. MIDI has really been a game changer, and they have injections to help with GLP-1 side effects and weight loss. Yeah, they're doing it over there. I see them a lot. Just a hormone panel. Okay. Okay, so Bev is okay. So Bev, you got to. I'm gonna send you that, Bev. You got to download. You got to go and download that information. Um, let's see. Let's see. Scrolling down. Angie, yes, as women, we've been bamboozled. Some people think we should dry up and and do it gracefully. And I know it, but they want us to dry up. Meanwhile, the men are getting juiced. And meanwhile, the men are getting stiffened up and the women are drying up. Now, how is that? And then that's why the men want these younger women, right? Because they want us to be dried up. But hold up. Wait a minute. Dee Dee is not going down like that. If the guys can be stiffed up, I'm going to stay juiced up. Jeez, Louise. I got to take a sip on that. Oh, geez, Louise. Okay, okay. All right, all right. Okay, all right. So let's put wait there. Dear you walked in on the menopause of it all. I should have saved that one for last. Jeez Louise, I got the tickles. I'm tickled. Okay, so Angie said, yes, Mel. It's so strange to me that none of my doctors ever ordered it. They won't either. You're going to have to advocate. She said, I should have advocated for myself too, but I wasn't educated then. Well, now you know. Now you know. I love that. Okay. Women didn't live. Okay, I'm going to say this like Mel would say it, kind of. I'm going to try to. Women didn't live this long historically. Women died in childbirth or way before menopause. Now we're living into our 80s and 90s, but longevity without health isn't the goal. Well, what is the goal? And then Darian is saying, hold up, what did I walk into? And Mel said you walked into BHRT isn't only about vanity, it's about health span, protecting our brains, our bones, menopause, and independence. So 90 looks strong and independent. Geez, Louise. Darian, please don't dry up like a river. Please don't dry up when a river is an option. Jeez, Louise. Oh God, that was a good little laugh. Jeez, Louise. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's see. Okay, so I'm scrolling down. We got to get through this. Wait a minute. We got Ruth's Health Lifestyle in the house. Healthy lifestyle. Hey, Dee Dee and everyone. I'm currently on HRT thanks to my YouTube friends like Mel to the B. My gynecologist refused to let me have estrogen. She said, tell her what I said. Hit her with a weight loss example. Oh, my goodness. Jeez, Louise. I wish I could have been a fly on your wall. I got to tell my story. I'm going to tell my story. And like I said, I don't know if I'll be sued if I really just tell it on here. One day she could be scrolling by, see me ranting and raving. Maybe I won't say it's her, but will she know it's her? I'm gonna look into that because I don't want her to be it's like this lady. I'm telling you, it ended with a hug, but I was going tit for tat with this doctor. She was knowledgeable, I was knowledgeable. She knew what she couldn't believe it. I'm going to get into the story. I'm not going to get into the story, but when I tell you we had a verbal sparring back and forth about these hormones. So when I say I feel educated, I feel educated. And I just did that on my own. And I didn't even have the stuff in front of me. I wish I would have had, how like you say stuff and you're in the moment. If I would have had my notes with me, she couldn't have really handled me, but I didn't have my notes with me. I was just really going off of the top of my head. And when she was coming with an analogy, I was coming with an analogy. She knew Mary Claire Haver. I knew about Mary Claire Haver. She knew about Dr. Von der Wright. I knew about Dr. Von der Wright. She had read books and research. I had read books and research, the one thing she didn't know is my body and how I'm feeling, right? And so I had that on top of all of that. So I left out of that meeting, not feeling supported, but I got what I came for, half of it, not all of it. So yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing. I said, I'm going to tell this story. And then I thought to myself, I don't want to be sued because I don't know. Once I get into telling this story, I get heated because I start thinking about all the people that she's going to come in contact with that isn't, as knowledgeable as me, and just have them going home, probably feeling worse than they came with. Yeah, and then the thing of it is that she was trying to relate this to my, she's like, let me break it down to something you could understand, like, since you're a teacher. And the example she gave, no, that wasn't even a good one. I was like, that wasn't a good example. Let me tell you why. So yeah, geez, Louise. Okay, all right. Oh wow, I'm learning so much about how people do not have good and supportive healthcare teams. Thank goodness there are telehealth options. Yes, 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 yes. Not only that though, in telehealth, maybe I don't know if the doctors will help you interpret the information, but you can also go to a lab like the Quest lab. There are other independent labs that will take your labs. You will pay, your insurance. I don't think your insurance may not cover it. They have a list on their website of like what they cover as far as the different insurance companies, and mine isn't on there. I said I was going to call, but they'll give you a list. They have a list, and my insurance is not on that list. So I was like, but I said I was going to call just to find out, so I could be able to tell people, yeah, even if your insurance is not on that list, you could do that as well. Let's see. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna have that panel party. It sounds like, what if I say panty party? But I gotta give you guys time to get your labs, and I'm gonna give you time to get like a follow-up too, because some people who are have started taking HRT, you're saying, oh, I feel great, which is good, but has your number increased? And like, I think it's also good to like have data to like be able to tell, just like we do with our weight. It really kind of reminds me of the weight, and we don't need to focus on that, right? We want to focus on. So I feel like they're kind of like how we are with the GLP-1 non-scale victories, right? They want to focus on the symptoms, but there also is value in the data. It really is. And for some reason, it's like taboo if we know that. I'm like annoyed. Let me stop talking about this because I'm annoyed. No dry January. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. No dry January. Jeez, Louise. Um, Pam said, Pammy Whammy, I asked to get my hormone levels checked so many times in my 30s and 40s and early 50s, tried the gyno and the PCP, and they always came back with the redirect excuse or a redirect or an excuse. Yes. Okay, so we got to arm you with some facts so you could just, or go somewhere else and let the people help you that want to help you, So that's a thing, right? Why force people to help you that don't want to help you? Go somewhere where the help is welcome and where they want to do it, right? They're happy to help you. That's where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? That's where you want to be. Okay, let's see. Yes, the doctor gonna send me a cease and desist. Yeah, and she was saying some stuff, and she was saying, dropping some names. I'm like, oh, okay, okay. So yeah, I might have to. That's why I say, how your gut tells you. Because I was gonna make a video. I was coming home to make a video about that while it was fresh on my mind, and something told me not to do it. And so because I'm saying not to do it, I have just learned over the years that I go with my first gut. When I don't go with my first gut, I usually end up regretting it, right? I don't go with my first mind and what my gut told me to do. So I'm going to have to save that for a private moment. Let's see. Yes, let's see. Cookie. No, I didn't get my levels tested. Ooh, okay. I'm already in menopause. Yeah, see, they just go off symptoms. They don't give you your levels. But if you want to know, now if you're saying I don't need to know, but it's like, I don't know. I liken it to like, okay, you know your A1C, you know your blood pressure. Why wouldn't you want to know your hormones? They play such an important role, especially estrogen. Like if we're telling you over and over, this plays such an important role in your health. Why wouldn't you want to know the number if there are ranges, right? And there are ranges and where you should be. It just doesn't make sense to me logically, right? And we just accepted it because that's just been what we were told. And I say, no way. I want to know. I want to know. It's kind of like when somebody doesn't want you to know, you want to know even more. So I say, Ruth, you should get your levels tested. We're going to have a party and get the levels tested. And if I want to say too, if you don't want to know and you're like, I feel better, I don't want to know, then it's okay. If you don't want to know, you're feeling better, you're going by what they tell you, and that is what it is. But yeah, I'm one of those people. I want to know. Bev, you get your thyroid, your TSH, your T3 and T4, your SEX hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, FSH, LH, SHBG, AMH, and DD. And stress hormone, which is the cortisol of it all. Very good. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we're going to get Bev my printout so she could go armed with some info. Seriously, though, I watched a few different panels on menopause with Dee and Mel and some other lovely ladies on those panels were the push I needed to find an HRHND to prescribe me BHRT. A million thanks. Thank you. I love that. I love that when you do something that people, on here, I really think that those are some of the things that really just help change people's lives. And just in addition to the GLP-1 is finding out those hormones and what to do. And so while we're talking about the hormones of it all, let me shout out my girls that came on here and just, helped Mel to the B, of course, Simply Taisha. We got Kate, the great. We got Dr. Bobby came on. And of course, we got the fabulous Lorraine from the Downsize, have been on a couple panels. And Lorraine, if you're out there watching, we're going to be hitting you up again. We're going to do something else, over time. So, I think it was so helpful. I got so many comments and emails about, the HRT, BHRT of it all. And people were just very appreciative. And so we appreciate that. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Mel says, Pammy, hot flashes and, is that genitourinary symptoms get the most attention, but they're only a part of the story. When estrogen declines, there are quieter changes happening. And, and I do agree, the brain fog of it all, being irritable, having mood swings, all those things. We just think that you're like just being the B word, right? We don't associate that with menopause and perimenopause. And it is associated with that estrogen. When that estrogen is low and those hormones are out of sync and not in sync and lower than they need to be, all those things causes, all those changes, mental changes, not just the physical. I think we focus on the physical, but it's the mental changes of it all. So, all right, so let me do my last little couple and then we'll head out of here. Okay, so number 5, this one got us, right? We were stuck on this because we can all relate. Number 6, this reset is emotional eating. You guys know I say over and over again, I am such an emotional eater. And January, they say this is the month. Now, some of you are in the gym getting those resolutions going, right? But they say in January, you have their boredom, you get cold. So the cold weather makes you want to have cravings and, of the comfort food. Has anybody had the comfort food cravings? Can anybody be honest and tell us if you've had them? And be honest and tell us if you have not just if you did, if you have not had any. And I'm going to say I have had comfort cravings. I really have. I know it's because I'm in Ohio. It's cold here. It gets dark early. Like that's a real thing. Taisha and I always talk about, how the weather changing, and just the mood. It brings your mood down. The sun's not out, and if you are from the Sunshine State, cheers to you. But we don't have that going on here. At 4:30, it's getting dark, right? And it went from getting dark at like 8 o'clock to like now it's dark at 4:30, and then the snow and the ice and then it's been raining, like all those things kind of bring you down and it makes you want that comfort food and seek it out. So my plan is just to not eat it, right? I say to myself, like, been there, done that in December, and I'm in January, and I'm not doing that. So my comfort food is going to be chili, and I was going to make some spaghetti, like with the high protein noodles of it all, just so my daughter can also eat it. But and I know I can make a squash spaghetti, a zucchini, the zucchini spaghetti. But I think I'm going to make some chili. Like chili is like my high protein comfort food of choice. So I think I'm going to make me this weekend a big pot of chili. So you want to know what Dee Dee is eating? Dee Dee's going to be eating some chili. And I'm feeling, look at my what do you call that? My chin. I'm going to tell you, where are these ladies, my mods, Bellflower and Mail to the Bee, they got me together. Bellflower, I tell her we're twins, we're weight loss twins. We say we're weight loss twins because we're very similar. Here she is, in a lot of things with our weight loss and our journey. But she got me together with that skincare. And she helped me, and I found out we all have been pronouncing that skincare wrong. I heard a commercial, and the way they pronounce it is not how we pronounce it. But I call it La Roche Lache. Only because my name is Shay, so I got to get that up in there. But it's not even pronounced like I've heard you guys saying it either. So we'll have to see. I heard a commercial, and I said, "Is she saying La Roche Roche La Roche Shay? Is that what she's saying?" And it was pronounced. They said it a couple of times. It was different. It's like a French. I guess it's French. Is it French? So anyway, I got the whole hookup from her, and then Mel kind of tweaked it. I talked to Mel, and we tweaked some things with the skincare routine I ended up going with, and then I also have some Asian friends that kind of hooked me up with something else I can add to my routine. I didn't tell Mel and Bellflower about this yet, so I'm gonna have to tell you ladies what my Asian friend told me to do. And Asian cosmetics is all the big thing. I think Sweet Tea talked about it on her live that one night when she was talking about the skincare, and it's all the rage, right? Their skincare, and their skin does look flawless. I mean, when you look at a lot of people who, I don't know, is it Korean skincare? Is it specific to Korean? But geez Louise, I mean, I say whatever you need to do. I say my skin has held up this well without a routine going on, just like soap and water. No, I used to use like Neutrogena. Remember when Neutrogena was a thing where everybody was using that Neutrogena? I was using that too. And then I stopped using that because I heard it was like the worst thing ever you could use. And then I started using, what's it called? What's that red and white bottle of skincare? Oh, olive olay. I was using the olive olay of it all. And then I still started using the Ilmaki. And then now I'm done with the Ilmaki. I'm on to the Lachey Rose. I know I'm saying it wrong, but I like to say it right like I'm saying it. They're not paying me to say their name and give them a shout out, so I'm going to give their name, but I'm going to call it. But so now I'm using that, and I got a little routine. So when I get off of here, I'm going to go do my routine. But so I got the hookup. So we'll see how it is. I'm giving it 3 months to see if I notice a difference. But I'm really trying to do this neck. And then I think what I'm going to do is get one of those roller things. I said, now, Allie from Fit Flavor Fun, she told me it was some cream that she was using. Like it's a good cream. And I was supposed to get it from her and didn't. So I need to get that cream, because if this doesn't work, then I'm going to use that cream. But I need like a roller, and it's gotten better. But now that I'm, my chunkiness is going, my inflammation and water and stuff is going down. Now it's back to the skin. Jeez Louise. I mean, what are you going to do? So anyway, so I'm just kicking that comfort. I'm getting a different kind of comfort food. I'm going with the high protein comfort food of it all, which is my chili. And I'm going to add some kidney beans in there. I'm going to put some onions, some green peppers. I'm going to put some tomatoes. And I like to add a secret ingredient in my chili. Does anybody remember my video when I talked about the secret ingredient? And it kind of helps with the protein, because it has protein in it, and it's packed with a lot of nutrients and all of that. Does anybody remember what I put in my chili? If you're somebody who's been watching my videos for a long time, you should know what this is. You would have to be going back to last year. I'm trying to stay away from the protein of it all. No, you know what? Actually, I was told that this was good to add to my routine, Mel. I was told it was really good to add this to my routine. So we'll see if it helps or not, what it's supposed to be doing. It's on the list of your improved ingredients. Like you brought this up and she brought this up. And then I have some friends that have great skin too. And they brought that up. They're like, you got to get, this ingredient. So yeah, so I'll have to tell you what that is, but we'll see. We will see. It just came in the mail not too long ago. Ooh, Miss Brenda, what are you talking about? Baskin and Robbins. Ooh, oh, okay. So this is something that's been comforting, a comfort food. Baskin and Robbins mint chocolate chip ice cream, and it's been freezing temperatures here in this part of Florida. Not all of Florida is tropical temperatures year round. We have winter here. You know what? You are so right. Because I remember I went in the December month. I went to Disney. And geez, Louise, I was cold. I had to take a jacket, and my jacket wasn't big enough. And I was like, this is Florida. And I'm going to tell you, this is how long ago this was. When this time I'm telling Miss Brenda about, it was in December. Was it in December? I want to say it was in December. But guess what, the song that came out at the time? This was when 50 Cent in the club. That's the first time I heard that song in the club. And when they announced it, they were like, this is a new release by rapper 50 Cent. And then it's like, you can find me in the club. That's the first time I heard it. It might have been February because the friend I was with, her birthday's in February. It was either in December or February. If you find out when that song dropped, it was that month. But we were in Florida at the club, and I remember, and it was cold. So yeah. Okay, so that was number 6. So number 7, and then we're out of here. We're almost done. This is what I started with, the mental wellness reset. It's going to protect your long-term success. So any of you know that are in maintenance, and a lot of my homegirls in this group you guys are all in maintenance. I love it. You guys, I learned so much from you guys, and just how to stay consistent without being burned out. Because all the ladies I feel like are in maintenance, well, one of them is. I take that back. But most of them are not burned out. They're finding a way to embrace being in that maintenance, right? They love the maintenance of, trying to figure yourself out. And I love how Nicole always says, Bellflower always says that, maintenance, your journey doesn't end. It's kind of like a new beginning, right? Because now you're starting on something new, and you're going to have to learn how to still be in a calorie deficit and to maintain where you are. And I think that can be even trickier, right? To tweak that. And so burnout is going to defeat that consistency every time. So I feel like a lot of people are kind of at this point, especially last year. Now, what I like about the new year is we're not starting New Year's resolutions, but you can have a bit of a reset, a new year, a new beginning, a new, all of that, the newness of it all. And I think if you don't have your mental health together, all those other things aren't going to work out so hot, right? Your mental health kind of is the anchor, the umbrella. I would say the umbrella that kind of controls it all. So once you have that under control, I think that's super helpful. So with all my struggles with, I'm having a lot of loss in my family and things going on, in my family with people being sick. And, it's just a struggle. So mentally, I still got to have that mental strength in my mind to know, like, I'm not going to let this push me back or send me back or make me want to eat a bunch of, snacks and ice cream and all that kind of stuff. And one of the things I said I was going to do is not even buy, because I'm buying that stuff for my daughter. And you know what? I thought to myself, like, she doesn't even need to be eating this either. If I'm on a health journey, we all need to be healthy in this house, not just me. Because you ingrain those habits with your daughter. And I think it's okay to indulge with kids with treats and sweet treats and things like that. But I feel like we've been overdoing it. So I told my daughter, once these treats are gone out of the house, and I haven't even been wanting to eat them, the stuff she's picking, it's like, yuck. But even her, like we did, like, so today she asked for orange. I said, you want something sweet? Eat some fruit. She asked for orange. She's taking an apple. She, washed her little apple off, and she packs her lunch. She packed it in her lunch. And so we're shifting our habits for the new year. We're shifting away from the processed with her, and we're moving to the fruit and the wholesomeness of it all. The bad thing about the fruit here, though, in Ohio at this time of year, you can imagine it's not the best. You know, this is not like the nice, and I go to the market, like the farmers markets. I don't go to the grocery store trying to find the freshest fruit. But I try to go to the farmers market where they're supposed to be like attentive and growing these fruits and vegetables, and you know, it's with a little extra touch of care. And so yeah, so I'm gonna be at Whole Foods. I think I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's this weekend and get some frozen fruit. And yeah, then we could put that. She could put that in her yogurt. You know, it's ways to make things sweet without the sugar of it all. So yeah, so I'm committed to doing that, to just switching over, even with my daughter. Um, let's see. Okay, what is Bev saying? Okay, wait a second. My daughter bought us facial brushes. Oh, to do a lymphatic massage. That sounds good. Okay, all right. Dee Dee, way back in the day, I used to snail mooching. Is that mooching? It wasn't expensive back in the day, but it's hella expensive now. I'm gonna try it. Okay, all right, very good. Now, what does that do? Was it January? So maybe I was there for the new year. Okay, all right. 2003. That was so long ago. Jeez Louise. Thank you, Miss Brenda. You are on it. Um you'll have some expensive skincare too. You know, they prove it time and time again. The most expensive stuff doesn't mean it's the best stuff. Right? If they have those key ingredients in that skincare, you know, you could get some skincare. And the stuff I have is not cheap, but it's not super expensive either. I feel like it's a good like start. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and sometimes like some of that stuff, again, like the cheaper stuff is not necessarily, you know, some of those drugstore and, you know, those things you can buy in Walmart and CVS, they work just as well as some of these fancy smancy places. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to see if I'm missing somebody. What did Kate say? Kate said, we know that maintenance is just another journey right around the corner. Yes. And I love that. And people are still working it out in maintenance. So it's really, you know, when we talk about a journey, when you go on the journey, I think of like a trail that, you know, there's never your journey. Are you at an ending in a journey? And let's look that up because I don't know that. Are you? I think you're not. I think your journey is just, but a journey is not a destination, right? Is there an ending in the journey? Because I think people are giving that word journey a bad name now. Because I think you know, this is the thing about YouTube, right? We're hearing so many people kind of say the same thing because a lot of us are talking about the same things, right? And when you're hearing the same things over again, you get tired of it. You're like, okay, what's another word besides journey? So I feel like people don't want to say journey anymore because it's like everybody's saying it type thing. And is it really? And I feel like if it's appropriate for what you're trying to describe, you just keep saying it. So let's see. They're talking about the band journey. Jeez Louise, I'm talking about the word. Is there an end to a journey? Let's see. And I think they think I'm talking about. Okay, so it says a physical journey has clear endpoints like a okay. They're thinking about like a city, a home, or something like that. Spiritual journeys are often continuous. See, I see journey, and maybe because I'm thinking of the spiritual terms, because I see a journey as continuing, not as an end. And so I guess that's why what I was thinking about. Personal growth can be you could be on a journey for that. There isn't now. This is more like what I see for the people in maintenance. Anybody in maintenance? So we got Pammy Whammy. We got Mail to the B. We got oh, you scared me. My daughter just scared me.
It's 10:18.
Is she up? So you got who else? Oh, Nicole Bellflower. You got so many people are in maintenance. So this is what to me maintenance reminds me, and when I think of maintenance, and when I think of you ladies and how you do it so beautifully, a personal growth, the end of a Mindy is another one, Mayor Mindy. The end of a challenge, like a tough job or learning a skill, it's not a final stop, but it's a transition to new skills, challenges, and self-improvement. Isn't that what kind of maintenance reminds you of? It's not like a stop. It's a continuous, skill. You're learning new skills, new challenges, and self-improvement. And I feel like, just talking to Mel like I do, she's definitely on that. Bellflower is definitely on that. Kate is definitely on that. Mayor Mindy is definitely on that. They're trying to find new skills, new challenges, new ways. And because I feel like sometimes people are like, let me reach my goal and then I'm done. And I don't think you are. And I just kind of I said this before, I get kind of worried because I'm thinking, but I do get it because I'm still in weight loss mode. And it's like, you just kind of want to reach your goal, right? And I don't think people think it's over when they reach their goal, but I think people think like, job well done, I could just take a break. And I hear some people in maintenance say it's really not a maintenance. It's really not it's not done, right? And maybe people need to say, I need a break from it all instead of saying acting like it's over. Okay, what is Kate saying? Let me see. Bev is telling me about this. Mel is saying, the term health span. Yeah. And I heard Dr. Vonda Wright. That's the first time I was listening to her talk. I ran across her videos and I was like, she was talking about the health span, and it just, I'm a person, if it makes sense, and I could go with it, right? It just has to make sense to me. And that made so much sense the way she described that and she talked about it. And so I've been on that health span vocab term ever since. And then I've also heard you talk about it as well. And I think that that's where we have to be, at the health span of it all. And the health span of it all is basically, it's not just like living to be 90, right? 92. You want to live to be 92 and still up and mobile. You don't want to be living to be 92 stuck in the bed. So that's the difference. You could live a long time. My grandmother lived to be 92. And I would say the last couple years of her life was a little bit of a struggle for her, where she wasn't. And I guess at 92, right? You say, thank God you got to your 90 before all that started happening. And she was having some challenges, but the struggle of it all, where she just is that toward the end there, and it's like, but she was up and mobile for a long time, but she had some challenges, as she was getting, up in age. And I don't want that for myself. So I think about that. Like, okay, when you're making this choice, think about what you want to see for yourself long term. And that is tough, because another thing I want you guys to remember, and I think sometimes people forget this, but if you're somebody who's had some struggles forever, like you've been struggling with weight and issues with weight for, I've been struggling for like 42 years since I was a kid. It's not going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy for me. It's just not. It's not. And I think sometimes people have a hard time understanding that. And I see that for other people too. It's not going to be a straight line of like, oh, okay, I'm here, I'm about to knock this out, do it. Now, some people can do that, but unfortunately, I'm not one of those people that have just had just like that straight, like that mindset, and it's like I could go through shifts where I'm in there and then life happens and kind of sets me back. And so I'm trying to work on, and I still have a lot more weight to lose. So I have a lot of learning and growing to do, and, just get myself on track. And so, but yeah, this medicine didn't just come in and like rescue me, like just like it did some people right away. It's still like a constant working at it and struggle. And I won't say struggle because I'm not on a struggle. I would say a challenge that I'm at. Like, I'm definitely a slow and steady person, and my habits are changing slow and steady. And at first, the medication, yeah, it comes in and bam, right away, it's got you losing that inflammation, you losing water, everything's dropping, you're happy, you're losing inches, you see it all. And then it gets to a point where your body starts to say, hey, wait a minute, this is my new normal. I want my new normal to stop here. Well, my new normal wanted to stop at probably 60 pounds, and I'm pushing forward saying, no, I got 60 more to lose. And my metabolism and everything is like, hold up, wait a minute. No. And so, but I think about it, if I've been doing something for 42 years, am I going to fix all that in a year and a half to 2 years? I'm not. And people who have, gone and got to their goal, I think now and it's been the kind of easy breezy. This is probably where their challenge may come in the maintenance part. Now, you might be somebody who is overweight and does not have the disease of obesity, and your situation is going to be different than mine. Your situation, and that's why I love the idea of Darium's messy middle, because I do believe, we see the beginning, we see the end, and in the middle is a whole lot that goes into that. And some people had the beginning and they flew through and got to the end. And some people like me, I feel like I'm slow and steady, like that turtle looking around. Like, at times I'm chilling and at times I'm trotting along, doing my thing. And then there are times I'm sitting down and I'm filing my nails on the side, looking at what are these folks doing. And I feel like that's more of how my journey has been, right? And so, yeah, I'm just, glad I'm surrounded by, positive people that are encouraging me and supporting me, because you got to think 42 years of awful habits, right? 42 years. And I say that because I remember, starting to get chunky at 8. I want to say that's my earliest memory. I could be probably was chunky before then. And my grandmother just giving me all kind of food. Nothing that was like, trauma, just was like, hey, eat as much as you can, as long as you can. And my grandmother used to stand at that stove, I'll never forget, and cook pancakes. And she would cook one at a time. We called them flapjacks. And she would cook those one at a time until we were full. She would go and buy popsicles for the neighborhood, give them out. And you could have as many. It was never like a limit on food. It was like, eat as much as you can and just don't throw anything away. So when it was times where I was eating stuffed, and I grew up doing that, continuing that. Now, did my grandmother mean to do that? No, but she didn't understand like what I was going through, because my grandmother, her nickname was Tiny. She was a small lady. She was little. She never had a weight issue ever. So she didn't really understand what I was going through and the struggles with weight. And, and I say that to my dad when he's like, let my daughter, tells me to let my daughter eat whatever she wants. And I'm like, no, because when she gains weight and gets chunky, you're going to be the first one calling her and like fat. You know how they joke around. And, you need to lose weight. You're chubby and da-da-da-da. And that's what, I remember happening to me. People would encourage me to eat. And then when I got overweight, it was like it wasn't so cute anymore. And so I don't want that to be done to my daughter, because I could see how it could happen. Like, let her eat whatever she wants to eat. No. We're going to have boundaries with our emotions and how we allow people to treat us. And we're going to have boundaries with what we're eating too. So teaching a kid boundaries, I think, is just, it's best to do it early. Right. So anyway, how did I get off on a tangent with that? All right, well, that was my number 7. Jeez Louise, the mental awareness of it all, the mental wellness. And so, if you are feeling burned out on this journey, I say to you guys, reset yourself. I think when we say reset, we think of like the starting over. Reset is not a starting over. It's kind of just like taking what you're doing and maybe stepping it up a notch, tweaking some things, doing some things different. If you're doing something to your hair or your nails or your outfits or your whatever, your car, and it's not working, you switch it up. It's the same thing with this. And I think when you've been doing something for 2 years, which I'm going into 2 years on this GLP-1 journey, you got to do some things to switch it up when things aren't working. And so, yeah. And then remember, I'm also, a type 2 diabetic. I'm taking Mounjaro. And even though my A1C is normal, that's also a struggle. And then my hormones aren't regulated. So I got a lot of things working against me. And I have to say to myself, I could do it even though I have those things happen. Because what could happen is you start making excuses and you start giving yourself a pass. And that I don't want to do either. I don't want to say, oh, I'm eating this because I'm a type 2 diabetic, or oh, I'm eating this and I'm losing slow. No, I don't want to give myself excuses. And why? And be saying like, oh, I'm going up to 15 because I'm not losing fast enough. And, I don't want to do that either, because we know that sometimes you just need to buckle down and, you got to think to yourself, if I want this to be a lifestyle change, I want it to be a lifestyle change, whether I'm losing or not, or, when I get to my goal, then what am I going to do? So I just want us to remember, though, this is so true. And I'm telling myself this as we speak. When I go back to my doctor, though, I am going to decide if I'm going to move up. But I'm telling myself dose increases don't fix lifestyle choices. So when I'm making that lifestyle choice and then I'm not losing, I'm not thinking, okay, I need to go up on the dose. And I guess I could say that because, right, if the suppression was there, would I really need to, go up on the dose. So I'm also thinking of that. And I do have the suppression. I'm getting some cravings back. Maybe because I let so much sneak into my December eating, right? So, it could be just that. So I don't know. So we will see. And I got Lent coming up. I'm gonna be, I always give up something for Lent. That's kind of like my spiritual, awareness. And I really get deep in prayer because I always give up something that Jesus so hard for me. So, so I'm going to be doing some of those things here coming up. And then I'm going to be at my 2-year anniversary. I cannot believe that 2 years taking a GLP-1. It's just amazing. So guys, anything else you want to tell us? You guys are doing an amazing job. I always say, like, this is the best GLP-1 audience of all time. You guys are super smart. I don't have a game tonight. I really wanted to get through these 7 steps. So if anybody was watching that's not up in our chat, even though I did have a game, I'll save it for next Wednesday. So you guys know I'm not on Wednesdays anymore. I'm not on Sundays anymore, and I'm not on Fridays anymore. And I probably will do some pop-ups. But like my weekly routine, I've kind of switched my energy and efforts to my little inner circle group. I don't have to it's just more easy peasy with all I got going on. It's just easier for me. I have a lot of things going on in my family. So this is just going to be easier for me to maneuver. But I do have a school group. So if you're interested in joining us in the school group, you are more than welcome. And I really want to focus in on subscribers, not necessarily content creators, because, we're just in there really just supporting each other, trying to learn from each other. So I don't know if you're trying to do that, but you may be trying to do that with your community. So, it's more of like, I'm really just trying to reach out to people who, need some support, want support from me, or can support me, because some of these ladies in there are going to be a support and help to me as well. So I appreciate that. We got a nice little group. We had our first meeting yesterday, just very informal. So, so I'm going to be moving my Sundays there. And so let me add this to the stage. Here's my little GLP-1 and Beyond Inner Circle. And this is so nice, so new. I'm just kind of starting it out. So it'll be what it will be. It'll turn into what it turns into. I don't know, but I know I am enjoying, just having like a little tighter inner circle. And I realize everybody can't do it. Everybody may not want to do it. It is also for men, Darium. It's not just for women. So it is for men, like if you're interested. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about, the Oprah Book Club, not Oprah Book Club, but we're going to be reading books and doing just different things. And it's just easier for me because I don't have to make a thumbnail and go through the whole dramatics of all that. Oh, geez, Louise. So anything else, since Darium is in here, Darium, have you guys are going up to his Substack and signing and subscribing to the Substack, and, check out our video that we have, our interview. Darium is dropping some gems. So if you were one of those people who thought, oh my gosh, Darium did such a nice job in that DD interview, go and check out his Substack because he's dropping gems in there as well. And then Pammy Whammy, I saw you emailed me. I have to think about it and I'll get back to you. Somebody just downloaded the hormone panel. Yes, go to that Stan store. The link is in the description. I'm going to actually put the link up if you want to just take your phone and you can scan it. Let me see. Let me put up here. This is my Stan store. You go there, click on that QR code, scan it, and then it'll say GLP-1 Essentials. You scroll down, you find the doctor's hormone checklist. If you're in my inner circle, I think I put it in there. I think Miss Brenda downloaded it. I think it's in my my little inner circle, my inner circle group. So if it's not, though, I'm going to put it in there. And then Bev, I'm going to call you tomorrow because I'm going to be going to bed tonight. And I'll call you tomorrow. And then Pammy Whammy, I'll respond to you tomorrow. As I saw you emailed me. I am going to bed. I am so super tired. Let's see. What is Darium saying? Dee Dee, the teacher, taking AP class to her bedtime. She thinks she's doing Mel's job by telling me it's time to get off, and she was way past. She's supposed to remind me at 9:30. So she really, in fact, didn't do Mel to the Beast job because she's not on it. She didn't come in here at 9:30, and I didn't say that, Mel. She just thinks that it's that way. Okay. All right. All right. So I gotta go. I will see you guys. I will see you guys next Wednesday. I will be dropping some videos this weekend. So check out the Didi, put that notification bell on. I'm gonna be dropping some videos this week. I have another interview. I was gonna put this interview out this week. I think I'm gonna save it till next week and put it out. Yeah. I think I'm gonna save it till next week because I have some other videos I need to put out. On here, you gonna look at me and say, Didi looks different. I don't know if I do or not, but these videos are older videos that I just never put out. So I will see you guys on next Wednesday, and I will see you in the next video. Love you guys. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.